Hello, Nicholas McDonnell.
Hey.
Is that pronounced right?
Yeah, McDonnell.
McDonnell.
Yeah, you could say McDonald if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a jerk.
You could call me the Big Mac. That'd be the most apt name.
Video game indie development's Big Mac.
Yeah.
Nicholas McDonnell.
That is a good title. I want to have that as my title.
I had
the Big Mac of video games.
I was on a stream and they introduced me as Kier Moon.
Moon. That's a good name.
Yeah, I was I corrected them, but I'm like, Moon's my new name.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Myron.
Myron. I thought it was Mirin.
Yeah.
But that's like mirin, like the Japanese like rice vinegar.
Oh yeah, that stuff's expensive. I bought some recently because like a teriyaki recipe.
Yeah.
A slow cooker teriyaki pork recipe used that for its teriyaki sauce.
I had to spend like $10 on this mirin.
Mine was $20.
$20 for mirin.
The only place nearby that had it. I mean, you're a lot closer to Japan than I am.
Yeah.
I think. But the only place that had was Whole Foods.
Oh, that's why it's cost $20 then.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you got organic mirin. You didn't just get mirin. You got primo organic, gluten-free, like abuse-free mirin.
Well, the thing about like Whole Foods is the more expensive it gets, the less of a base product. I feel like the less ripped off you get. Like it's like if you want to go buy cheese, their cheese prices are actually reasonable for fancy cheese.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Right? Like if you want to go buy free-range eggs, which I eat free-range eggs. I don't trust non-ones.
My roommate actually eats caged eggs. He likes the taste of suffering, apparently. I don't know if I approve, but it's like, I don't eat eggs very often, so there's like, if there's a dozen, I'll have one every now and then, and I just feel kind of bad about it.
Speaking of suffering, we're sitting in front of a packaged cookie from a game called Cookie Jam. Have you seen the free cookie people outside?
Yeah, the shit tons of. Was there people like dressed like cookies, like playing like Mexican music, like they were playing some music, right?
Yeah, but I'd never seen them hand out cookies. Like they have a sign saying like free cookies, but the first time I've actually seen the cookie is where they're not around in the middle of the table at GDC.
Maybe they just canvass the entire place. Why are they giving out cookies at GDC? Is this advertising?
So people have left a bunch of shit on the table, so we're going to review it. First thing, well, let's save the cookie for last.
Yeah.
So we have
Vima Solutions, I guess. Is that Vima Solutions?
It says Wimmer is coming. This is free advertising on the question bus, so they better be grateful.
Chariots facet communicatum. Why is there Latin on it?
So it's a picture of like 3 side puzzle pieces, which are kind of the least introducing puzzle pieces.
Mirrored horses.
Unicorns.
Mirrored unicorns.
And they're like not happy unicorns?
No. They're like, well, they're not even colorful, they're white. So, what are they selling?
So what they're seeking is game developers, software engineers, environment artists, concept artists, level designers, and game testers.
They're a careers group. That makes sense.
And
why is this? It doesn't make any sense then. Charitas facet community. I don't know Latin. Is that meant to mean like we take scrubs? Or
do people speak Latin still?
No. I was taught Latin at school though for 2 years.
That's pretty good.
I was not taught to speak it though. I was only taught to read it.
So a bunch of companies trust them.
Apparently. I mean, like Disney trusts them, but does anyone trust Disney?
Microsoft HoloLens trusts them.
That's very, very specific though.
Yeah,
that's not Microsoft. Not Microsoft. Microsoft HoloLens.
That's the only department that would sign up.
Well, apparently 343 and 343 is like basically Microsoft.
So what we're doing is we're at the GDC conference in San Francisco in the year 2016 on a Thursday, and we're just going through everything that was left on this table.
Lyft, we all fucking know what Lyft is. No?
Okay, yeah. So there's a Lyft credit. Do you prefer Lyft or Uber?
I prefer Lyft because they give you more free credits.
Yeah, Mike, you only get free credits on the new account, so...
Yeah, you just keep making new accounts, though. That's how that works.
Oh, yeah, I haven't done that, but I kind of like Lyft. Oh, it seems like Power Audio has a competitor called Pop-Up Gaming. I don't want to say any names.
You have to become a pup. What does that mean? What does become... become a pop-up game? No, pup. What the fuck?
Okay, so it says become a pup, and there's a picture of this, like, crazy bulldog.
Playing a game. Playing with, what looks like... looks like an N-Gage. He's playing with an N-Gage.
I mean, on one side of the card, it's a crazy, like, fun dog that looks like he's been up too long.
Oh my god! I just realized, the other side.
And on the other side, there's
like,
this
super
dog
sad.
that looks like he's been through some stuff.
This is him before him playing. He's like super excited. He just bought his N-Gage, and this is him 6 months later when he's telling his friends about how good the N-Gage is. But deep in his heart, he's like, that was the worst purchase I've ever made in my life.
So, I think PUP stands for pop-up players.
And then, okay, I understand.
Oh no, pop-up.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's pop-up gaming.
Pop-up players is what PUP stands for. You can go to their websites. There's future updates 2050.
All too good.
And then it says scan to watch a trailer and a QR code not coming through on YouTube. This is a business card.
Have fun pronouncing that. Sashim.
Yeah, I don't want to shout out any personal people.
So what's the company?
They're an outsourcing company.
Transmedia, that's very modern.
Yeah.
You see, like, previously people were just media, now they're transmedia.
And then we got this Cookie Jam cookie still in the package, kind of crushed. Would you be willing to eat a bit of the cookie?
I will, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's sealed, right?
We're going to get a live review.
I'm going to go, okay, fuck. The first thing is the packaging, I don't know how to open it. Like, I'm going to shake that shit out. So I'm going to eat a whole, what looks like 1/5 of this cookie.
I'm going to eat like a 1/6.
You don't trust it that much?
No, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, mate.
Yeah, it's literally the way the cookie crumbles.
I met this English guy at GDC who kept saying baby legitimately. Like I was like, oh,
like bae, like sup baby, how you doing?
No, it'd be like, oh yeah, this is my second GDC, and he's like, you got to go to these things, baby.
Oh,
but in an English
he's
accent.
English.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's kind of
So
cool.
he sounds like he's from like Las Vegas, and he's trying to like talk to you about how to play the cards.
Yeah.
But he's English.
Yeah, but the way to play the game is to be in the game, I guess. So, okay, let's get to the cookie. You go first. It's chewing the cookie, looking at the cookie packaging, going through the multiple platforms that Cookie Jam is available on.
In the smallest print I've ever seen, by the way. Look at that. What font is that? Like 1?
Yeah. It can be found on the App Store, Google Play, Facebook, and Galaxy
That was
apps.
an incredibly dry cookie. The chocolate was subpar. It's very crumbly, which I mean, some people like the sort of the doughy consistency of some cookies.
I prefer a softer cookie.
Yeah. Like, I like to not have to work for, like, I like to be able to hold it in one hand and eat it slowly. It was also very small, so that crumbled into lots of tiny pieces. I mean, I've had worse cookies. Actually, you know what the worst cookie I ever had was? A Facebook cookie.
A Facebook cookie?
Yeah, and Instagram was worse than Facebook. But Facebook just was kind of weirder. I don't use Instagram, so I didn't feel any negative feelings towards it. But I ate the Facebook cookie, and I was just like, this...
Was this at a Facebook event?
Yeah, this was at PAX Oz. There was this, like... They had this, like, set up... It was on the wharf, and there was, like, this little seal-off area outside a bar, and they looked like they'd just taken, like, a grill out, they took some drinks out, and then there was all this Facebook signage, and literally no one was there. So my entire group just came and sat. We're like, they're like, oh, you're here for the party? I'm like, yes, we're here for the party. Started taking all the free food, playing, going to the DJ, requesting songs. There was a DJ in the other end of the courtyard.
Yeah.
There was like 10 people there though.
What did he play at? Like if you walked up and you were like, oh,
no, we went up there. I was too shy, but I was like, hey Winston, can you go and request Darude Sandstorm? 5-10 minutes later, we just hear the music go quiet, and he just pulls out the mic. He's like, "This is my first request for the night. This one goes out to Nick." And then you just hear the Darude start playing. It was amazing. But the short end of the story was that they had these Facebook cookies, and they were kind of like marzipan on the top of like a solid brick of cookie. Nothing else though. Like kind of like a sugar cookie with like a marzipan top.
I like marzipan. I fuck with marzipan pretty hard.
But I have this feeling, like, you know how like big companies have all this merch and stuff lying around and they take it to different events and they slowly get rid of it? I have this feeling these are from at least 6 months ago. They were sealed, but that doesn't escape the fact of how old they were.
Yeah, and so my review of the cookie,
this cookie reminds me of the same thing.
Surprisingly not sweet.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like, and the chocolate chips also are not sweetened, so it's kind of like eating a cracker and then having like unsweetened chocolate chips on it. I mean,
it must have had salt in it,
It's a pretty decent cookie. I wouldn't say it's a cookie jam, personally.
Was it your jam?
No.
Definitely not your jam?
No.
Okay, good.
But
so would you play, after eating that cookie, would you play cookie jam? That is the real question.
No. The quality of the cookie would have to be so good for me to even install a cookie jam. I don't even know what it is, but
I assume it's a clicker.
The quality of the cookie would have to be like the best cookie of my life for me to be that enthralled by a cookie to go and purchase play a free to play game.
What would happen though if they had like the cookie was linked to your phone and you eat the cookie and it starts downloading the app while you eat it and you don't even know what's going on? Like, once we hit that point in technology, advertising is linked to apps. Physical, edible advertising. Like there's an NFC thing in your stomach, and once it hits it, it's downloaded.
That would be something. I personally think that they should have just had a cookie with jam in it, like one of those circular bros with the jam.
That's actually you're totally right. Like there's no jam in any of this.
Yeah. But maybe it's not like cookies with jam. It's like
the concept of jam.
Like a cookie jam. Like we're gonna get together for 2 days, never made a cookie together, and we'll just try and make a cookie using Unity or something.
Yeah, that's. Is that what the game is about?
And then like the guy who has to get flour.
Yeah.
It's like that's the worst job. That's the programming of a game jam.
He has to go and like go down the road, and you're like living in the middle of nowhere because you're like, let's have this jam at like a back alley house, and it's like the store is 20 minutes away, and none of us have cars. Like we all walk there. We were all looking forward to like having this nice secluded weekend away and making cookies. No one prepped the jam, and no one pre-made jams. So we have to make the jam, and we have to go find flour somewhere. No one has flour. All you have is like sugar and like water.
What's your favorite cookie? This is the last question, by the way.
Favorite fucking cookie?
Okay. Favorite common cookie, and then like most underrated cookie.
My favorite cookies are... Okay, so I go by the ones that I just eat a lot. And there's a brand, I don't know what the brand's called. I just know the bagging.
It's not much of a brand then.
It's not much. The brand awareness is not high at this place. But they're just like peanut butter cookies. They're really good. I used to eat them a lot when I was in uni, when I was hungover. So I'd come home, be like, okay, it's been a big night. I'm going to have a couple of cookies and some water and go to bed. That was nice. They were pretty dry, but they had a really good, like, the flavor was there.
I really like a ginger snap.
Oh,
that's
fuck.
Always...
I didn't know we were including, like
good cookies?
I don't know if you call a ginger snap a cookie, though, dude. It's more of a biscuit. It just happens to be, like, not... Is cookie, like, a non-savory biscuit?
Cookies
is that what we classify as cookies?
A sweet.
Okay, well, yeah, ginger snap's easily right up there as well.
Well, thank you for being the second repeat guest on the Question Bus. First person to ask to be on the Question Bus.
Yeah.
Any last words?
Don't eat the cookie jam cookies at GDC. If you hear this, while GDC's on. If you don't...
You're not going to hear this while
next
GDC's
year,
on.
I'm sure they'll be here next year. They're going to be here next year. Don't eat them. That's just... If someone gives you free food at a game developers conference, it's probably not a good idea to eat it.
Right, that's the opposite of what I'd say.
Really?
Like...
Well, we just ate that cookie, and what do you think about it, though?
I wouldn't say it's not worth eating. Like, I'm not... I don't feel great about eating it, but I'm not like... I didn't feel like it was a worse experience than not eating a cookie at all.
I wouldn't eat that cookie again unless someone had provided me a bottle of water with it, though. It was very dry.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get milks and cookies. I mean,
that's true.
Like, you're giving cookies, you gotta give milk too.
Yeah. Just like a little bottle of milk and a little cookie. They're perfect.
And honestly, what I hope for is that Cookie Jam is the Clash of Clans of like by next year.
Oh,
like Clash of Clans is like it's the new Clash of Clans. Like that would be so great to have this like pre-success discussion about their free cookie. So
that'd be amazing. Then they have you see the Clash of Kings booth. They have like a fucking rap show on their booth. You need to go check out. They're like they have like a group of people cosplaying as like hip kings and like knights, and they get up on stage and they start rapping.
Okay, I know what I'm doing next.
Yeah. I don't know if they're doing it constantly, but they have the video on loop. You need to go see it. If not, we need to look it up.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope you have a good GC. Anything you want to plug?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
No video games or recently.
What do you think we're here to talk about? Video games?
Multiple platforms recently.
I don't know. Screencheat's alright. It just came out on consoles, but who gives a fuck?